For people who don't know, what do you actually do at Spacecoin?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm the head cheerleader, mostly cheering on all of the engineers and all of our contractors and team, you know. I mean,
Are they cheered up?
they are. They're really cheered up. I mean, it's a lot of work to put satellites together and to launch them. And it's hard work. And yeah, if you're not putting humor into it and having fun, it can be really depressing sometimes.
So you're fun.
I try to be, although some people tell me I'm not very much fun.
Cool. All right. Explain what happened when we sent the first blockchain transaction through space. Like I'm 5 years old.
Okay.
I wish I was 5 years old.
Actually, me too. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to grow up in the world today as a kid. So essentially what we did was we wrote a message and we put it in an envelope and we sealed that envelope. We sealed that envelope in a way that was digitally secure. And then we transmitted it just like you would any message over the internet, but it left Earth. It went up on an antenna and it went out into space, and that satellite then took that message and sent it to another place on Earth. And then the recipient there was able to open the letter and read the message. So, you know, it's adding an extra dimension to how we transmit data.
Right. So it was from the sender to satellite to the receiver. No other hops?
Well, I mean, we have a hop getting to the ground station to send it up to the satellite, and yeah, that's it. You know, if we had more satellites, that was with just one. We had more satellites, we could have sent it from one to another sat, relay it along.
But so basically, you'll be able to send message from and to anywhere on Earth.
Yep, and not just the Earth. Maybe someday to the moon.
But nobody's on the moon
yet.
What's the hardest engineering problem we've solved so far?
How to put 20 pounds in a 5-pound box. I think, honestly, we've crammed so much functionality into really small, compact systems. And there's so many challenges that come up.
How do you make things more compact?
So a lot of it's kind of like Tetris. Building a satellite is a lot like Tetris. You have to think a lot about where something is relative to something else. You know, how fast can the signal get from point A to point B in the satellite? And then, you know, as you were saying earlier, right? Thermal is a big problem.
Yeah.
How do we get the heat out?
Right.
So, you know, it's a bit of a puzzle problem. And, you know, you've got all these parts from vendors, and those parts need to talk to each other. So there's that part of the puzzle too.
Maybe that's where we can use AI. Like it can try infinitely large number of permutations and give us the one that's the best given the scoring system.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are some folks that are already working on training large language models to design printed circuit boards, for example. So I think that there's definitely some optimization that could happen. That'll lower the cost for sure.
I like that. How do our satellites actually talk to each other?
Over radio. So, you know, it's like I've got one satellite here and another satellite here, and they're moving together. Let's say that they were launched on the same rocket, so they're moving together like pearls on a string, and they will talk to each other over radio, which is still a challenge because you've got to make sure that you've got control over the satellites, that they're not pointing in some sort of strange way or tumbling. Satellites like to tumble sometimes, so you've got to have good control over them. You've got to make sure that their antennas are pointing towards each other. Our current missions use radio. In the future, like a lot of folks, we'll be using lasers. More data, easier to point because you can actually drive the laser.
Oh, it's actually easier to point?
Actually easier to point.
Oh,
because you have better control over where that laser beam is going.
I see.
Yeah.
What does a day in your life look like when we're about to launch a satellite?
What's a day?
Day is when you wake up until you go to bed.
Very, very long day.
Yeah.
Very, very long day.
Okay.
And depending on how the schedule is set up from the time that we enter the AIT campaign, so assembly, integration, and testing campaign, which is the prelude to putting the satellites onto the rocket. A lot of phone calls at strange hours because we're talking to people all around the world. A lot of phone calls with everybody from vendors to logistics partners to regulatory partners to make sure all the pieces are lining up. On the last 2 missions, a lot of phone calls with the folks at SpaceX to make sure that everything's copacetic, we're ready to go.
There were also a lot of random events happening.
Always.
About this launch, especially. Yeah. There was like political events.
Yeah.
There was weather event.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a lot of events.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we are allowed to mention them or describe them, but yeah.
I think that's about as far as we can go in some of the descriptions. But that's true. It's a lot of you are on your toes. I mean, when I said earlier, I'm a cheerleader. That's a lot of what it comes down to. Is, we think we're going this way, and then all of a sudden something comes in and knocks us off course, and we don't have time to wait and figure out a solution. We have to stop. We have to think. We have to get excited again, and we have to go forward. And sometimes that means bending yourself into some strange shapes and pulling in folks that, I think one of the best things about the space industry right now is there's such a deep sea of really talented folks that can jump in at a moment's notice and help out. And, shout out to those of you.
No shout outs. Not actually needed.
Space people, I'm unusual. Most of us do not like to be seen.
So, okay. Some people want to be seen.
True.
There are some people who want to be extremely seen. Okay. What's the scariest moment you've had on this project?
Well, you mentioned that weather event, and I think that that was probably one of the scariest moments, because I think one of the things that's tough about space is you are often in the situation where you are intimately aware of everything that's gone into that hardware and into that system, and at some point you have to let it go. And everything that you then know about that is remote, right? You have to rely on telemetry, you have to rely on information flowing to other sources, and you have to trust those partners. And sometimes it's really difficult to make the right choice.
Right.
And there are moments when you make a choice and hit send,
and
then you wait.
Right.
And it's that period of sort of like, I don't know, is it going to answer? Is it going to come back? Is it going to be okay?
The suspense.
It's the suspense. But, that's why we do it.
You've worked in aerospace and defense. How is building at Spacecoin different?
This is a lot more fun. It's also a lot crazier. The schedule, the ambition, they're really off the charts. And at the same time, we're a tiny team. So it's not like you're just turning around and you've got like this very deep pool of people that you can immediately be like, hey, go do this thing. It's sort of like, oh, all right, well, we've got to cobble this together ourselves. So it's it pushes you. And there are definitely days when it's like, oof, I don't know if I can do it anymore. I got to take a nap.
Right.
But yeah. And I think the other thing is it's a unique project, right? There are a lot of times when I'm like, what are we doing? And that's nice. It's nice to kind of be stretched and to really think about things in a different way.
Yeah. I guess that's how I know that we're doing something very unique, is whoever I meet, especially for the first time, everybody asks So what do you actually do? What does it mean that you have Spacecoin? You know, everybody everybody is demanding an explanation. Yeah, because they don't really have anything that's similar in their head yet.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting concept.
What piece of technology are you most excited about right now, inside or outside Spacecoin?
I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I think the integration of optical technology into space, and the acceleration that we're seeing, optical inter-satellite links becoming more prolific, optical ground stations starting to appear, and what we're seeing is, of course, this beautiful symmetry where there's a lot of work going on Earth to figure out how can we do optical processing, how can we use optical concepts in data management and in data calculation.
Oh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by optical processing? What do you mean by optical data management?
Yeah, so we know what electronics are, microelectronics, microchips.
Right.
And now there's a lot of people who are working on making photonic chips, right? Photonic chips. So a lot more power in terms of processing, but a lot less power consumed.
Why a lot more processing power?
Well, it's just the way that light does things. So the mathematics of a lens is actually very, very complicated, right? So in computers, we think a lot about the way math works, right? We have ones and zeros, we flip bits, and we do basic binary calculations, and then that builds out. We can do cool stuff like GTA 6 coming soon. But light actually has a whole bunch of complex math associated with its propagation. And when you start to play with how does light propagation equate to the mathematics, you can do a lot of calculations with light that you can't do necessarily easily with electrons. And the other side is you can cram a lot more calculations into a system with light than you can with electrons. And you really think about it like, the old telephone system was a wire. Right. And then we switched to fiber. And we just crammed a lot more power, a lot more computational power through the fibers.
Why do you care about sustainability? I'm joking.
Well, okay.
So sustainability as in the eco, or are you talking about sustainable technology? So what sustainability do you?
So it's actually quite layered when you start talking about
because it can be anything, right?
Right.
It can be sustainable economics, it can be sustainable material, it can be sustainable, I don't know, like what sustainability do you?
Right. I mean, I think it's very layered when we talk about space. There's a very clear environmental impact from space. We're learning more and more that, what happens when you have 1 million satellites in orbit. How do you manage that? I think most of us have seen Gravity, right? Kessler syndrome is not just a Hollywood plot tool. It's actually a real concern. So, properly managing what we put on orbit, making sure that debris is mitigated and returned. Also, there's a lot of very valuable material that goes into satellites, right? And it's being launched into space. We don't really know what happens when it re-enters in large quantities into the atmosphere. Maybe nothing. Maybe there's significant concern. Maybe there'll be another ozone hole kind of event. But
we already have a lot of meteor hitting the Earth's atmosphere every year. So.
Certainly, but this is different, right? Because the rate at which these satellites are re-entering is only going to increase. So. And there's a lot of investment. There's a lot of dollar value in those materials. Could we recycle those materials? Could we, go and pick up satellites, return them to orbit?
I mean,
could we service them on orbit?
I mean, based on the recycle policy in the U.S., I don't think we could, given that most satellites are U.S.
Touche.
You guys are not really interested in recycling that much.
But I do think I think that's an open discussion. I mean, the ITU and several other global organizations have taken it up. So
I think people will do it if there's money in it. Yeah.
And there is. I think it's not there yet. Right. Maybe when there's 1 million Starlink satellites, it becomes there's a business case and it's now economically feasible.
There's one Japanese startup planning on collecting debris from space, collecting space trash. So maybe we'll see more of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I do know that a lot of astronomers would like us, all of us satellite operators, to stop messing with the night sky. So there's probably some engineering problems that need to be solved around that as well. But I mean, I think this industry is very new in a large way.
True.
And, I think there's still some lessons that we may not even know we're going to learn. So
I didn't know you were environmentalist.
I mean, we have one Earth, right? As they say. So we
have Mars.
Don't get me started.
I'm joking. All right. Thank you. Yeah. What's the most underrated technology in the world right now?
Art.
Like what kind of art?
Well, I like watercolor painting. So
you mean like any kind of like artistic technology?
Yeah, I think art is technology.
It is technology.
It's in some ways, right? We love art, we revere art, but I think we view it sometimes as what it is.
Right. Well, why do you think it's underrated in your opinion? I agree with you, but I wonder what's your opinion about it?
I think art, and no, this is not my idea, right?
Whose idea is this?
I don't know. I read it somewhere. But it's like art is kind of like one part of a coil, and the other side is technology, is science, right? And it's like science gives us new materials, gives us new capabilities, and art is taking those capabilities and expressing to us our reality, right? Showing us something new about our reality, and then that new perspective is informing us and giving us new ideas that ultimately become new technologies. So it's like the two feed into each other. But I think a lot of times, especially these days, right, everyone's so focused on tech, we forget about the importance of the other half of that capability, which is expression.
Yeah, well said. I believe in the age of AI, I think there are only 3 things left for human. I didn't discover more yet. 3 things. Art is one of them, sports, and politics.
I don't know. Maybe we want to give politics to the AI.
I mean, I don't think people will trust AI governing them.
True.
And out of those 3, I think art as a technique, the skill, technology, is very underrated because it's a very human thing, right? It's a technology that we use to express us as a human, and I think it will become more and more valuable.
I agree, and I think somebody said it. AI should be freeing humanity from all the drudgery, accounting and various things like that. It's not a lot of fun to do, and giving us more time to do stuff like art and expression.
What will accountants do?
I don't know, maybe they're a musician hidden in the books.
Maybe they love numbers,
right?
I mean, maybe it's their thing.
Sure.
Yeah, but
mathematics is beautiful symmetry.
Sure. SpaceX is filing to put 1 million satellites in orbit. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I've wondered whether it's a realistic thing, to be honest.
Why unrealistic?
Well, 1 million satellites over what period of time? And, where are they going to be? They're not all going to be in LEO. And what are they going to be doing out there? So I think it's...
AI data center. AI data center. He told you.
Yeah. I think that, it's something that is probably meant to antagonize the industry a little bit and push everybody to do more. And so, Elon likes to do that. He likes to goad people into doing things. And I think in large part, that's what it is.
Yeah. And he can do it.
He totally can do it.
Because he built enough credibility after pulling off, like he started as PayPal, but PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, on some level, Neuralink and the Boring Company. And now he built so much credit under his belt. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say, and people will have to give him some credit for it, right?
Oh, for sure. So he's making chips now too.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, he said it because he can say it. Yeah.
And they filed for it, so it's legit. It's a legit request.
Yeah. And then people have to take him seriously. Yeah. I think it's a good thing for the industry. It will be pushed.
It's good for the industry for sure. I think that kind of on the sustainability side of things, it does raise a lot of questions, but
it's true.
It's okay. I mean, when we started commercial aviation, there wasn't air traffic control.
That's also true. And we used to smoke on the airplane.
Those are the good days.
The space economy could be worth trillions. What's one thing that could derail it?
Well, I mean, I think, like I mentioned earlier, if we had a Kessler type syndrome where we had a cascading collision happen on orbit that could render some or all of
domino effect of basically creating a thin layer of debris and not letting anyone fly again.
Well, I think it would temporarily pause things. I think that there would be some amount of remediation technology that we would be able to launch to try and clean it up. But I think there's a bunch of factors that could potentially play into something like that happening. So I think especially in the current geopolitical climate,
people need to talk to each other more. Right.
A little more cooperation, I think, would be a good thing, not just for the industry and the world in general, but
for everyone. Do you think AI will change the space industry?
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, AI will change like most things. In space industry, I think it will help us iterate the innovation cycle faster. I don't think we are there yet, but if we can have a better model that we can like test our launch without actually having to launch, right? Test the satellite in a space environment without actually having to launch the satellite. Test the component within a satellite without actually having to integrate the satellite. Test in the component design without actually having to manufacture the component, like so on and so forth. So basically, the virtualization in testing is what I'm most excited about. And I think it will help any physical hardware building industry iterate faster and will accelerate innovation.
Yeah, I think in a similar vein, you could build those digital twins, right? And then you could deploy them virtually. And you could look at traffic management and you could come up with how do you manage 1 million satellites in orbit? I mean, that's not something you just wake up on a Wednesday.
Simulation within a simulation. Yeah.
Inception. Coming soon.
If you could have dinner with one person, alive or dead, who understands what you're building, who would it be?
Who understands what I'm building?
Yeah.
I don't know if I understand.
That's very affirming. Thank you.
I guess, maybe we should have dinner. I always find that, like, who would you have dinner with question difficult.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because it's like, you think about these people that are, like Buckminster Fuller or, maybe, I don't know, Yuri Gagarin or somebody that was really pioneered, but like you have this idea built up in your mind about who they are, right? And then you meet them in person and they chew with their mouth open.
True.
How about you?
I think Buddha will get me.
Buddha?
Yeah.
Actually, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because, I mean, like, I guess maybe Jesus even, but like, I'm not a Buddhist, so I didn't really. He built what?
Jesus built my hot rod.
What is that? What is it? It's a song. Oh, sorry. So I didn't get your reference.
It's okay.
Anyway, so I'm not a Buddhist, so I didn't really study Buddhism in depth.
Yeah.
But the way he thinks, I believe he will get what we're trying to build. Like conceptually, not the technology, but conceptually, we're trying to basically connect everyone without getting permission. And this is very conceptual thought. And I think Buddha excels at those kind of discussions.
Yeah.
What would happen if I understand you and you understand me and everybody understand each other and you understand yourself? You know, those kind of like very conceptual meta discussion is how I feel about Buddhism. And I think Buddha will be probably the person who will get what we're building them very well. And we will have a very interesting discussion.
Yeah. It reminds me of Thich Nhat Hanh.
What is that?
He's also a Buddhist monk. He passed a few years ago, but he was very focused. His big message was on interbe, he called it, right? You know, it's like nothing can exist without everything else. And that understanding that, you know, if I drink
everything
tea,
is a relation.
Yeah, everything's a relation. And it's like if I drink my tea, there's water in my tea.
Yeah.
And that water wouldn't be there without the cloud.
Right.
You know? And then I look at the cloud and I see the tea, but I also see the tea plant.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just this whole circular reference. Everything is connected to everything else.
Yeah.
Which, you know, now we're talking about it, right? Like Terence McKenna and some of these people that really talked about, you know, how do networks develop, you know, bio networks and mycelia and, you know, the internet.
Yeah.
And this idea that if humanity can really understand each other and understand what we are, then maybe we don't need this plane of existence.
And maybe they don't need each other because there's no distinction between you and I. Right. We're just one.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't have to exist. We only need one. or maybe we don't need anyone.
The Eshatan at the end of time.
But anyway, I think Buddha and I can have a very interesting conversation, at least for me. Yeah. Maybe not for him.
Well, but I mean, if he truly believes what he says, then you know, you aren't him. He is you.
Crypto or space? What's the harder industry to be in? But you're not really in crypto industry yet.
No,
you're like touching it, but you're not really like immersed.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know much about crypto. You know, it's like I can see it,
and I'm not even sure if I can argue that I know enough about space industry and claim myself as a spaceman.
I don't even know if I can. I mean, the industry is growing so fast. Like, both of them are growing so fast.
Yeah.
Just that's a challenge, right? To like work in a field in an industry that's growing really quickly because there's so many new entrants all the time and new strategies appearing. It's
But I would say I don't think I have experienced both industry well enough to be accurate or correct, but the impression that I have about crypto industry is that there are so many unprofessionals, like tourists in crypto industry, because it's very easy to claim that you are a crypto person. In space industry, on the other hand, there are a lot of serious people, but not as a business people. There are a lot of serious scientists, engineers, but not many business people.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people that would disagree with you. But no, you're right. I mean, the field is largely built out of technical experts. And
basically people who got out of school like last year or still in school is the impression I'm getting when I'm meeting new people in space.
Well, I think that's the interesting thing is, right, the space industry, right, there's this new space concept, commercial space, and that big shift.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's new, and that's new wave, and that will be the future.
Yeah.
But the old space and new space is very different.
They're very different.
Yeah. And there's an age gap too, like 10, 15-year age gap.
Yeah.
So I guess if you like old people's spaces for you, if you like younger people, but more degenerate, then crypto is industry for
And
you.
here we are building in both of them.
I like old degenerates. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from each other? Or have you learned anything?
I think, you kind of alluded to it when you pulled up Buddha, but, you do have this very stable approach to things. And then there's definitely been a number of times when things have come up, which is really like, holy, what the, and you're like, okay, well, just do it. Yeah. And I think that kind of calm resolve is something that I've learned for you is one is feasible.
Right.
I think that's,
Well, I guess I learned, I think you're probably the most energetic, enthusiastic project manager that I've seen. Because most project managers that I encounter in my life are very boring people, mostly. They're not like passionate people. Most project managers are not passionate people, based on my experience. But like you said earlier, you have to cheer up people, to push things through, especially in this very difficult mission that we have and we will have. So I think that was very interesting for me to see, like, well, how is this guy always so optimistic, passionate, excited? Yeah.
Something's wrong.
What drug is he on? Is internet privacy dead?
No.
No.
But I think in its current iteration, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. I do think that we need to do something about the way. I mean, we all know, right? It's like every other day there's another breach. There's another story about how we're being tracked. Something needs to be done.
I think internet industry, I don't know when it happened, but became an industry where people made money from tracking their other people's behaviors, right? Like Google started their ad business based on that. Facebook became an empire based on tracking their users. I bet there are millions of other services tracking people or blocking people from getting tracked or whatever. So now, because there's so much money in tracking people and predicting other people's behavior or manipulating other people to do certain things, so I guess privacy is pretty much gone today. But and that's why I'm very passionate about Spacecoin, bringing back that neutral connectivity without having to get tracked. Even your ISP tracks you. They know which servers you're hitting, at what time. Oh, it's 2 a.m. He's probably going to turn on the Netflix again. So they all know that, right? So I think now we are trying to even the playing field more, and that's what I'm most passionate about our project.
One other thought on that whole thing, and this is something I think we've talked a lot about. The value of data.
Mm-hmm.
All these huge companies have made tremendous amounts of money off of utilizing data analytics and looking at how do people move and use the world around them.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that I've often thought about is, well, my data is part of that whole system. And where's my cut? And some people say, well, you get the service, right? You get Google Maps, you get Gmail, you get whatever it is, you get security, you get, the FBI knows where the bad guys are, so they go and get them and they don't bomb your town. But I think that there's enough wealth in the system.
Yeah.
That, my data, there should be some repayment for that. I think that's one of the things that kind of attracted me to this project. And that's kind of, I'm an excited guy. That's what kind of gets me excited again, is thinking, well, this is a way for people to become part owner of that system rather than just a user.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I mean, we're excited. What's one prediction you have for 2027 that most people would think is crazy?
That there will be a military action on orbit. Might even be this year. But
where?
I mean, somewhere up there. It's already quite a marginal environment, right? Like China has had some anti-satellite tests a while back, and there's activity going on up there quite a lot. I mean, right, the U.S. has the Space Force, but I think that, especially with seeing what's happening geopolitically, that we're going to see a departure from the way things have been done on orbit for a lot of years, which is that space is a domain of peace.
Yeah.
And I think we're edging closer to an actual event. So
that actually makes sense.
I hope I'm wrong, but unfortunately,
you're often wrong. Don't worry too much about it.
Fortunately.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. How about you?
I think, I'm not sure if I am minority or majority on this, but I think the way people work will completely change this year. So I think there will be, like, let's say out of 100-person team, I think there will be one person who can do 100x, orchestrating the AI agents, like herds of AI agents, and there will be like 99 people who can do like 1.5x, maybe 3x, and we'll see that divide. So the way I feel about this is, bicycle just got invented. The first versions of it are clunky, looks crazy, stupid, but people who learn how to ride a bicycle now, by the time when bicycle becomes more decent, they'll be racing when everybody else is barely like stay on top of it. Yeah. So
until somebody puts wings on the bicycle.
So I think there will be so many jobs getting replaced, and the way we work will change like dramatically. I think everybody will end up being manager of AI agents or else. No.
Yeah. Yep. 2027. The year, the age.
Dystopia.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, that's actually the picture that I'm using.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Smith.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's one thing people should ask the AI chatbots to teach them more about?
How to think critically, I would say. I think that's something that's not taught very well anymore.
Can AI agents teach you to think critically?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think they could, I bet you could probably create an AI agent that could teach you to think critically.
Or I mean AI chatbots more, because like while you grow up, like you have a bunch of questions, you're curious. You start as a very curious being, but you slowly learn that your teachers, your peers, even your parents at some point get tired of you. So you don't really ask as much as you wanted, and you end up not asking as many questions as why. I mean, like that's for everyone, because people get tired. Oh, why? Yeah, exactly. Given AI agents who never gets tired of you, you should talk more, like use that opportunity to learn as much as you want and become a kid again. I think that's what I like about having an AI chatbot living in my phone. But why does building Spacecoin matter?
I mean, I think kind of like what I said earlier.
Yeah,
I think
we touched this point multiple times today.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's still a need for a tool that can really be in the hands of the people.
And there's no communication, and keep also for individuals and countries protect their sovereignty is also another layer why I'm very passionate about Spacecoin.
Yeah, and I think there's, there are some distributed communication projects out there, like, Meshtastic is one very interesting project, but it's very limited in the bandwidth that it can transmit. And so it's like those types of projects, and the idea that you can release tools and protocols that allow those types of projects, those grassroots projects, to access more capable hardware and systems is pretty exciting, because I think it's going to take a lot of different layers, just like any real ecosystem, to build a system that is resilient against any kind of hegemony.
Right. I think the whole industry, software industry, benefit immensely from open source projects, them being the programming languages, OS, internet protocol.
Yeah.
We want to be a part of those contributors.
The maintainer is maybe just one person, right? And there's some good examples of this as real vulnerabilities to the stability of the system. So, building tools that allow people to get some reward for the work that they do and how all of us benefit from, I think go a long way towards building a more stable system.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the crypto as an invention. So it's probably the first way that open source projects can get benefit from the growing the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a brave new world.
All right. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks.